chemicals because they're pushing all your emotional buttons. When you turn on the stress response and you can't turn it off, now you're headed for disease because no organism in nature can live in emergency mode for that extended period of time. 95% of who we are by the time we're 35 years old is a memorized set of behaviors, emotional reactions, unconscious habits, hardwired attitudes, beliefs, and perceptions that function like a computer program. So then a person can say with their 5% of their conscious mind, I want to be healthy, I want to be happy, I want to be free. But the body's on a whole different program. A habit is a redundant set of automatic, unconscious thoughts, behaviors, and emotions that's acquired through repetition. So if you think about it, people wake up in the morning, they begin to think about their problems. Those problems are circuits of memories in the brain. Each one of those memories are connected to people and things at certain times and places. And if the brain is a record of the past, the moment they start their day, they're already thinking in the past. Each one of those memories has an emotion. Emotions are the end product of past experiences. So the moment they recall those memories of their problems, they all of a sudden feel unhappy, they feel sad, they feel pain. Now, how you think and how you feel creates your state of being. So the person's entire state of being when they start their day is in the past. So what does that mean? The familiar past will sooner or later be predictable future. If you believe that your thoughts have something to do with your destiny, and you can't think greater than how you feel, or feelings have become the means of thinking, by very definition of emotions, you're thinking in the past. And for the most part, you're going to keep creating the same life. So then people grab their cell phone, they check their WhatsApp, they check their text, they check their emails, they check Facebook, they take a picture of their feet, they post it on Facebook, they tweet something, they do Instagram, they check the news, and now they feel really connected to everything that's known in their life. And then they go through a series of routine behaviors. They get out of bed on the same side.
Let's go, let's go. Good morning, family. Rise and shine. Another blessed and grateful day. Super excited for today's topic. This is going to be a topic that I'm telling you right now, I can feel it, right? This is just something that I know is going around in all different parts, all different walks of life around the world. So this is a topic I felt needed to be brought to the table, because if you can understand this, right, if we can get to the root of the problem, we're going to be able to go ahead and experience all the abundance and all that life has to offer. So before we go ahead and get into today's topic on when you feel stressed, why it is that you feel stressed, and what you can go ahead and do to handle this stress, let's go ahead and dive in. For what are you grateful for? Go ahead and drop down 1, 2, 3 things you're grateful for today. Grateful to be alive, grateful to be healthy, grateful for God, grateful for the family, grateful for the dream team, grateful for all the trials and tribulations, grateful for all the growth, most important, that I've been able to see from each and every one of you. I can see you plugging in. I can see you truly developing the best version of yourself. So let's go ahead and make this summer very intentional. Let's go ahead and make each day very intentional so we can go ahead and make 2022 a year to remember. So diving in to today's topic on why it is that many of us feel stressed, what you can do to handle your stress, and how to go ahead and live a life full of peace. Okay, they say one of the most biggest gems of life, believe it or not, is to have peace of mind. Right? When I wrote down in my congratulations letter, one of the top 2 things that I wrote by 2022, out of all the things to accomplish, first and foremost, 1, to be healthy. 2, peace of mind, right? We can have all the accolades, we could have the cars, the houses, the lifestyle, everything could be going great, but if we don't have those 2 things, what does it matter? That's why you see so many individuals that make a lot of money, but they're not very happy, right? How many billionaires and millionaires have we seen that are not abundant? They still feel like they need more. They're still not living an excited life. So if there's one thing I could give you right now, be grateful where you're at, because if you cannot do this, you're not going to be able to experience the joy. So let's go ahead and get into it. Get out your pen, get out your paper. This is a topic that I'm telling you, you're going to get a lot of value from. All right, so let's go ahead and dive in. Stress. Here's what you need to know. Stress either works 1 or 2 ways, okay? We can use it for us, or we can use it against us, okay? Think about it like this. How many individuals, have you heard talk about life and they say, man, everything is just tough right now, right? I'm really struggling. I'm having a tough time. What we speak about, we end up bringing about. Okay. So think about it in a different way. It could be worse and it could be better. Okay. If whatever we say, I believe we're almost daring the universe to go ahead and bring more about that in our life. So if we're saying everything's tough right now, how many times have we seen one or two more things happen during the day? It keeps coming. That's why you keep hearing the same types of things over and over again. Comes back to the words that we speak, because the words that we speak, whatever we're thinking that on a way deeper level. Okay, so why don't we start switching it the other way and start saying we're amazing, right? How are we doing? Phenomenal. Now you're going to be able to start bringing more about that into our life. Okay, so next thing I want to talk about is drop a one down below if you think stress is a part of our DNA. Here's the truth. It's actually not, right? We're born to feel abundant. We're born to actually live an extravagant life. But most of us, whatever it is, we let society, we let life, we let relationships, we let all these different things get in the way of our happiness and our joy. And I'm going to give you a perfect example, okay? The monk lifestyle. This is why I started studying monks when I was broke, busted, and disgusted 4 or 5 years ago, because I always wondered, in life where so many different things can happen, where there's so much noise and so many opportunities for things to happen in our life, how do they stay so calm? How do they have such peace of mind? The truth is, they've been able to master themselves. They've been able to actually really understand who it is they are and where they want to go. And they also understand that karma is real. When you start developing the best version of yourself, when you start getting up early, you start reading books, you start journaling, guess what? The universe, whatever's going on externally, the universe, God, whatever you believe in, is going to come back and give you what it is that you desire if you're doing the right work. Okay, this is a principle that I've always taken for 4 years that I've been able to learn from them. Right? This is, if you guys wonder all the noises and why I'm in a different spot, I've got the cleaners over here, so it's a little bit loud, but still had to get on and give you guys the value. So responsibility, right? This is what we're talking about with stress, right? With great power comes what? Great responsibility. So a lot of us, we like to look at responsibility as being stressful, right? I've been there, myself included. I used to think that this call was a responsibility, that this is something that was stressful, where the truth is 11:11, paint your vision. This is something that I get to do, right? For you all to be able to get up early in the morning and do your routine, that might be stressful for you, but at the end of the day, it's something that you get to do. So when you change the way you look at it, the way you look at it is going to change. So look at the word responsibility. And let's break it down a little bit. The ability to respond. So how are you responding to all of the things that happen in your life? Do you see getting up early as something that you have to, or there's something that you get to do? Taking care of somebody, something that you have to do or something that you get to do, right? Could be a family member, could be a child. How many of you look at all the things in your life as problems? If you were to change the way you look at it, it's not going to consume your mind. It's not going to get you angry. It's not going to get you frustrated, because whatever's happening is doing the same thing over and over and over again. Because we all think most of the time the same 60% of thoughts and 80% of them are negative. So if we're having the same triggers to our stress and we're not doing anything different, we're going to keep experiencing that same emotion. And you just heard it from Joe Dispenza. What did he say? He said one thought can literally trigger our whole vibration. How many of us have ever heard one piece of news and you get that butterfly in your stomach, you get that gut in your stomach, right? I've had that multiple times. It's scary. It's not a good feeling. Or when you're driving and those flashing lights come behind you, that can give you that drop in your stomach in a second. What is that? That's one thought. So if a thought can trigger not only just our emotions, but our immune system, what do you think the power of being able to do that for a positive side is? And that's the part I want to dive into today, on how it is that you can handle your stress. So why it is that you're stressed, a lot of the times, is the way that you perceive it. You're perceiving it negative. You're perceiving it as something that you have to do. You're perceiving it as something that's happening to you in your life instead of for you in your life. And I've been there. I know what that's like. But when you can allow the situation to teach you something and give you the lesson, instead of just saying, oh, I hate this, why is this happening to me? No, be calm, be aware, and understand that there's something that needs to be learned in this moment that when you actually go back and look in time, you're going to see how it correlates and how that made sense in a part of your journey. So I want to get into, that was the why. Now I want to go into how to fix it. Okay, how to handle, how to go ahead and evaporate the stress from your life. You know how you really do it? You do it by visualization. You do it by controlling your thoughts. So let's go ahead and role play it real quick. Okay, this is something I don't want you to forget. It's called breathing in, courage and healing. And I want you to pick a color. I want you to pick your God color. Pick your powerful color. It could be red, it could be yellow, it could be orange, it could be blue. Mine is blue. Okay, so as I'm breathing in, as I meditate, deep breaths all the way deep, put it in your diaphragm. I'm picturing this beautiful blue aura literally coming in through my nostrils from the crown of my head all the way down to my toes. And it's literally just healing my body. I can feel it when I take this breath. And as I'm blowing out, guess what I'm breathing out? I'm breathing out fear, and I'm also breathing out doubt. And I'm picturing like this ugly, this gray cloudy smoke, kind of like what you see when a truck takes off, a diesel truck. That's what I'm picturing when I'm blowing out. Breathing in faith, healing, and breathing out fear and doubt. You can do this at any time of your day. Believe it or not, this is a superpower. This is huge. The next time something stresses you out, the next time you even get that feeling where you begin to get angry, because there's always a seed, and then it ends up growing. So the second that you get that trigger, I want you to be able to go, boom, stop what you're doing. I don't care. I don't care if you're out at work. I don't care if you're out at a job. I don't care if you're at the gym, whatever it is. Stop what you're doing and try that 3 times. Real slow, be intentional with your breath, and really visualize the colors. The colors are so important, okay? And watch how much that changes your frequency, your state. So that's the first thing I want you to try. You can try that right now and watch how different you feel just immediately within the next 120 seconds. That's the first thing. The second thing I want you to think about, okay? What does joy feel like? And how would you sit if you were in joy? Okay? I'm giving you guys the sauce. All the trainings that you guys get is things that not I've learned. People pay thousands and thousands of dollars for the access to these types of trainings. So if you can utilize, this is big, right? The individual that I'm learning this from, Sean, he pays $10,000 to $15,000 just for somebody to speak an hour to him. So if you can take what you learn, this is going to be nuggets that you're carrying for the rest of your life. This is not just a today lesson. These are life lessons. Okay. So what do you look like? What do you feel like when you're sitting in joy? Just go ahead and let's role play this. Okay. However you were sitting on the other side of the screen as you were listening to me, you could have been like this. You could have been slouched. You could have been on one leg up, just leaning back, just chilling. Believe it or not, the way that you sit, the way that your posture is a direct reflection of your energy, of your vibration, right? If you wonder why people have bad backs, a lot of time, you know what that is? It's because they're not even conscious of their thinking. They're not even conscious of their body. That's the problem with a lot of people. Most of us, we've never actually thought, truly thought, really being able to think, let alone think for yourself. That's something simple you can think about today. What does your posture look like over the course of your day? This is called awareness. When you can truly start to master little things like this subconsciously, this is when you start to elevate your life. People wonder why little things, it ripples, okay? If you're uncomfortable and you sit like this most of the day and you're off, and then you go walk and you do all your activities and your core is never engaged, guess what happens? You start to develop back problems. When your back hurts, guess what starts to happen? You have negative thoughts. You cause stress because now you're thinking about the pain. When you think about pain, you branch off into more negativity and you create a whole black hole of negativity in your life, okay? That's why I talk about people, don't worry about fixing necessarily the problem. I want to go back and fix the root. A lot of people, they go to the chiropractor, your back feels good for 2 days, but you're still off the next month. Why? Because you never fixed your posture. You're still uneven every day. You still sleep off. So little things like this is huge triggers to be able to understand. Now let's go ahead and take it a step further for joy, okay? Now I have the visual, okay? What do you look like? What do you sit like when you're in joy? Now I want to take a step deeper inside of the layer, okay? Let's peel the onion back a couple layers. I want you to go back in time, okay? Let's sit here right now. I want you to go back in time, and I want you to think about a moment where you were truly, truly joyful. Go back and think about it in your life. What is a moment that you really had peace? And I want you to think about, what did you feel like? What was your body like? What was that energy look like? And go jump back in that feeling. You know what it was for me? I was thinking about it this morning. When I was 12, I actually played I played in the Little League World Series on ESPN, and every country has a team. Team USA, South Korea, Japan, China, and I actually went out to Dominican Republic and actually went out and played, and we ended up winning the World Series. And I'll never forget it. I have pictures. You can see when you come to my house in my garage. But that was a moment where I was so blissful. I had so much joy because I put in so much time. I spent so many years of my life since I was 4 years old playing multiple different sports. And that was one of my biggest achievements, where I really had joy. And I can go back and I can think about the celebration. I can think about seeing the beautiful land of DR, and how a mile away from the baseball field was one of the most beautiful, blissful beaches I had ever seen. You talk about white sand, clear blue ocean. I can go back and remember that moment like I was there. I can feel the breeze. I can smell the sea ocean literally almost a mile away from the field. That's the type of joy and bliss I want you to be able to access every day. The reason why most people have never even experienced that, because you haven't even gone back to the memories that you do like. We're so busy thinking about the past that we hate, everything that we're stressed about or worried about the future, that you haven't been able to access even the great parts of your life. So I don't talk about the past much, but when I do, I'm thinking about the blissful things that happen. I don't want to go back to the negativity. I don't want to go back to the things that I didn't like. I don't have space for that anymore in my life. I have space for the new. I have space for the new abundance, the new joy, the grateful experiences to come. But you've got to be able to be grateful for what you've already accomplished so far today. And how do you do that? Exactly by doing what I just showed you. One of the trainings that we did from my mentor, he said, write down 500 things that you've accomplished in your lifetime at one point in time that you didn't know that you could do. How many of you think you could do that right now? If I were to give you homework getting off this call, could you write 500 things that you've accomplished in your life that you didn't know you could do? A lot of you are like, D, I could think of 1,000 negative things, but you're talking about positive. I don't know. You have so many things, right? You've graduated all these different grades. You flew on a plane. You rode a bike. You got on roller skates. You've tried different foods, right? You've gone to events. You've traded a live account for the first time. You've impacted people's lives. All of these different things is things that you've accomplished in your life that you might have just forgot. They got buried in your files, and they got fogged over all of the noise with life, the war, the news, the media, all this negativity, and you forgot who you are. You forgot what you could actually accomplish. You forgot all the things that you've already gotten past. That's why I told a lot of you before the summer begins, okay? Summer begins, the 21st. I want you to write 2 different letters. I want you to write a thank you letter, okay? And I'm not going to tell you something I haven't done. A thank you letter, thanking yourself for everything that you've been through up to this moment. Okay, you want to eliminate stress. You've got to be able to realize how great you actually are. So when you go through the next problem, you're going to be like, yo, I've already gone through 1,000 times worse than this storm. This is nothing but a pebble. Okay. The second letter you can go ahead and write, if you choose to, is a congratulations letter. What have you already accomplished by the end of summer? And really get in the moment and really feel it. Just like you could feel that past memory, here's something you need to understand. There's no difference between a memory, between something that's already happened in your life that you've experienced and something that you can sit down and visualize in the future happening to you right now. Believe it or not, you just created a memory. If you can sit down right now and picture yourself on stage, Horizon J, Lady Boss Nikki, King, right? Giovanni, X, Lady Boss, Lady G. If you guys can picture yourself standing on stage and them screaming your name and a whole crowd clapping for all the achievements, all the impact that you've made, guess what? You just created a new memory inside of your mind. Why do you think they tell people to have vision boards? So you can learn to start visualizing all different parts of your day. It's not meant to do just one time. It's meant to do over and over again during the day. So this is how you really start to eliminate stress. By what? Being grateful, by remembering who you are, replacing the negative, the hate, the ego, the jealousy with joy, with abundance, right? With happiness, with harmony, okay? Matter of fact, what does harmony look like in your lungs? What does being awake feel like in your shoulders and in your chest, Okay? What's your visual of joy? What's your visual of joy? Go ahead and give it to me in 5 seconds. Can you think about it? I'm gonna give you mine. How about a little puppy running around in the grass? That's something that's so simple, but that's something that's so easy that anybody can do right here, right now. What's something that's cute to you? What's something that would make you joyful? A sunset on the beach, walking on a pier. You can visualize that in 2 seconds anywhere that you're at, and you can change your state. I'm telling you right now, all summer, this is the focus, your state. How often, how long can you keep this feeling of abundance? How long can you keep this feeling of gratitude? This is going to be your goal. This is your test. And if you can do this and you can do the work, you can align your routines, this is the true secrets, okay? This is habits of the wealthy that most people don't understand. But I'm telling you, if you can understand it, this is where the magic happens, okay? So I want to go ahead and end it off like this. I want to give you a visual of what a lot of our stress looks like, okay? And how you can handle it. My last visual for you today. This is good, okay? Actually, I've got 2 more for you. First one, I want you to picture yourself in your room right now. It could be anywhere. In a room, we could do your room. All right, I want you to picture yourself at the back wall. You're at the back wall. You're farthest away from the light switch to turn on the light, and the lights are off and it's pitch black, okay? How many of you could get to your light switch in pitch black or with your eyes closed, okay? Here's what happens. You might start walking. You might run into your bed. You might run into your wall. You might have to turn around like, oh, it's actually on the other side. So you turn around, you start walking, you get over there, you feel the wall, you start going, and then finally get to the light switch and you turn it on, right? We've all been in that scenario. How many of you, though, when you weren't there and you didn't know exactly how far away it was, you started to get stressed out? Your heartbeat started to beat. This is something that happens in our life. When you might not know exactly where you're at and you're worried about the next step, you start to get stressed out. You start to get overwhelmed. But if you could get calm in the moment, in that exact moment, if you could be able to get calm and not think about all of these negative things and be able to just keep going one step at a time, controlling your emotions, controlling your mind, controlling your actions, you're going to find the light switch and turn it on. Okay? This is the first part I want you to understand, because this is how a lot of us are in life. We're getting bumped left, we're getting bumped right, and we're so stressed out, we're so worried about what's going to happen next that you're not able to handle and control your emotions on what is going on in the now and how you can take your next step forward. You might not even have to know exactly where it is. Just taking the next step is so important. Last but not least, Navy SEALs, okay? They did a Navy SEALs training. This is big. They did a Navy SEALs training, and they were talking about how, boot camp is brutal, right? Any of you, Jay, you could probably let everybody know. For some, the boot camp is brutal when they go out. Some don't make it back past Hell Week. But you know what they did when the doctors actually did an analysis on all these different bodies? Most of the time, they actually showed when they went back and they looked and they looked at their lungs, they looked at the capacity of what they actually had left. You know what they showed? They actually had about 45% left in their tank to keep going. This is so important to understand, because if we were to do the simple visual, just like the one that we've done before, raise your hand right now. Raise it a little bit higher. Raise it as high as you can. You see how much higher you could go, right? This is the power of our mindset. It works the same way. You guys can do it right after this call. Go do 10 push-ups, and then go do a competition with somebody that does 11, and they're going to tell you, yo, can you do one more than me? I bet you're able to do one more if it was worth $1,000. I bet you would. Why? Because you had something inside you that you just had to tap into a little bit deeper than the surface level to be able to reach it. But here's what I know. That's inside of all of us. They said the SEALs, that's a whole different animal. Facts. Without a doubt. Definitely got to be a savage to go through that. But the point is, we all have that same aspect in our life. Whatever you're going through, just realize you can handle a lot more than what you think is on you. The weight that's on you right now, you can handle 1,000 times more than that. You were built for that. You were designed for that. Why? Because I'm going to say it, and you're going to hear it often. Many are called, but you are chosen. You've got to be able to believe that. Step into your worth, step into your greatness every day, and watch how much the stress starts to dissipate, because you start to realize a lot of the things that stress you out, if it's not going to matter in 5 months, don't spend more than 5 minutes thinking about it. So many things that I've applied that to in my life that is literally, it evaporated the stress because it wasn't going to matter in 5 months. So why would I spend more than 5 minutes thinking about it? Okay. So all of these great lessons, this is how you can go ahead and think about your stress, why it's there, how to handle it, and how to go ahead and get it out the way. Okay. So if you guys got any value from that, go ahead and drop some likes down below, smash the heart button. But I'm telling you right now, if you can control your mind, if you can learn how to handle your emotions, this is the essence of life. This is real self-mastery. When somebody doesn't believe in you, when you go out and lose a trade, when all of these things used to stress you out and you learn how to handle them now, you know that trade, this was just a lesson. So when you go out to the next one, you're going to be able to learn. When you go out and you make a video and somebody comments or you stutter, you're going to be able to realize that this is just a learning point for me to go ahead and grow and get better. So take what it is that you're experiencing right now, whatever life is throwing at you, and ask yourself, do I feel this emotion? If the answer is yes, ask yourself this question. You ready? When did this serve me? And the second question, when has it ever served me? It probably never has. So if you don't need to have it right now, throw it out the window, because it's taking up space for your joy, for your happiness, and for your gratitude and abundance. So family, I love you. Go out and have a phenomenal day. If nobody told you today, you are amazing. You are powerful. You are getting through everything that is thrown your way, because life is not happening to you. Life is happening for you and setting you up for your greatness that is to come. I love you, family. Let's get to work. It's game time.